Hello, and welcome back to the world of assassination and the trending contracts. And today's contract, Murderer on 47th Street, set in Whittleton Creek, and the contract ID is on the screen now for anyone who wishes to have a crack at it, and has been supplied to us today, courtesy of Insania Illogical. So moving on to our briefing, and there isn't one, so we'll just say that our targets today have been very naughty and they need to be punished. And speaking of targets, today we have 5 of them with no stipulations on how we dispatch them or what we wear whilst we do so. I know we do have only one exit available to us as our objective. So for today's challenge, we'll be starting at the default location. We're going to have a lethal syringe stored up in the park shed, and we'll be bringing with us our ever trusty lockpick and a matic gas grenade and our silenced pistol. And our starting disguise, the clown suit, was requested for us today by Angie Singletary. So right from the start and off the bat, we are going to make our way directly to the park shed, and we are going to retrieve our lethal syringe from within, and it's just in the corner here by the door, and we can then make our way directly on to our first target, who will be the exterminator. So we're just going to give Nolan Cassidy's house a nice wide berth to avoid the cameras, and cut across the grass into the next building, and just behind the bug swap van we find our exterminator target, and we're just going to quickly break his neck for a very quick kill and then hide him in the bushes provided directly behind us. We're then going to select our lethal syringe and continue on towards the end of the street, where we will then encounter our next target, who is currently stood by the creek with his binoculars, and we want to give that young lady a nice bit of time to get away from the area. We also need to wait for the guard here to finish his phone call, and when he finally does finish that call, he will move to a different position, and we have a small window of opportunity with which to inject our target with our lethal syringe, and he will then drop like a tree, and we can then move on to our next target, and we're going to need an explosive device for this gentleman. So we're going to make our way into the house for sale, and we're going to grab the keys from the plant pot just to the right of the door, let ourselves into the property, and just in the kitchen around by the garage door we will find a propane cylinder. So ignore the gas man there, or the engineer, and he will ignore you, and we can then make our way straight back out the front door. And we're now heading for the house that's being renovated, which is the last house on the left. And just as Nolan Cassidy and his bodyguard are passing, so we're going to give them a bit of time to get away, as we don't want to throw the propane cylinder at their heads. So we're aiming to throw our propane cylinder here just at the foot of the stairs, and that looks pretty good. And our target, as you can see, is up on the porch at the present, and when he goes from playing with his phone, he will light a cigarette on his way back to the porch and eliminate himself. So 3 targets down, 2 more to go. The next target will also require a propane cylinder. There are 3 on the map, and we are heading for the next nearest one, which will be just in the rear garden of the house with the boat outside. which is just over the Wilson's garden fence here. There are a couple of guards in this area pretending to be workmen and not working, so they're doing a very good job of it. And then once we have the propane cylinder, we can then re-hop over the fence. We're going to make our way back to the park where we collected up our syringe, and we will find another guard who is pretending to be just a regular everyday citizen wandering around in the guard. It seems there are more guards in this town than there are citizens. I think all of the actual citizens, for the most part, are in the Wilson's garden, and almost everybody else is a guard. So just by this rock here, we're going to place our propane cylinder. There is our target currently leaning over the well. We're going to make our way back to the parked shed and into the bushes here. And from here we can pull out our silenced pistol. We're going to put one hole in the propane cylinder, and then all we have to do is wait for our target to come along and sit on the rock. We're just going to give that other guy a bit of a chance to move away, and then try to line up our shot with the propane cylinder, and we will send him skywards. So 4 down, 1 more to go, and this is the trickiest of the bunch, and they are outside the front of the Wilson's property. Now I have tried numerous ways to get this person. There is a little dish there where we can place and poison a muffin, but this gentleman does not appear to be interested in muffins, so we're going to make him and his colleague there sick. Just remember that when you throw the gas grenade, to move away slightly to alleviate any suspicions on you. And at this point it is 50-50 to which bathroom our target will attend. We want him to go up the stairs to the bathroom upstairs, and this time round he has not, so we are going to have to be a little bit more cautious about when we dunk him in the toilet. So if we look outside the window here, we see a guard, and he will move into another position directly in view of the window, and he will see us if we drown our target. Thankfully enough, he has decided to stay where he is for the time being, and that gives us just enough time to dunk our target's head into the toilet and reintroduce him to whatever it is he has been eating. We know it's not muffins. So with all of our targets now dealt with, all that's left for us to do is to make good our escape, and our only available exit will be the bus stop exit, and the bus is on perfect time just as we arrive to leave. So there we go, 1 more trending contract taken care of, and we just get confirmation all of our targets were eliminated according to plan. We met our objective, and we got our silent assassin rating. I have been Anubis, and I will see you all in the next video.